Hi, this is Dominic Keating. I played Lieutenant Malcolm Reed on Enterprise, as you probably know, and you are listening to the NX 7062 podcast. Enjoy.
Well, hello. You are listening to the NX 7062 podcast. Hello and good evening. How is everybody? Oh, look at that. Okay, sorry, playing with the new setup. Yes, I'm still here, still using the new setup, still trying to figure out if I like it because I haven't used it that much. Hello, Nancy. I haven't used it that much because I've been in and out and whatever. Somebody actually commented on my YouTube, on the YouTube version, that I was phasing in and out, and I kind of like the phasing in and out. I don't know if it drives. Hi, War Dog. I don't know if it drives people crazy, so you guys are gonna have to let me know. Hey, DJ Kitty Cat. I kind of like this whole is she here? Isn't she? Very Tholian Web. The original from TOS. So I kind of like it. Look, Mayweather's fading out behind me. So hello everyone. We are here once again. It's Monday night. I am back in chilly New Jersey, back from La La Land. I missed it the minute I got off the plane in my shorts and I had to walk outside and it was cold. So, LA wasn't, in the 80s, but it was still warmer than this. And the entire week I was in LA, I got to look out my window at an orange tree. Hey, Nina! Oh my God, I can't believe you made it. Everybody say hi to Nina, all the way from España. Hey, Nina. All right, and Nina, I know, girl, why you're here. So give me 2 seconds. Hey, Robert. So I am back. Like I said, hey, Catherine, how are you, my friend? All last week while I was in LA at my Airbnb, I got to look at an orange tree. And today I look out my window and all I see trees. I have trees in my backyard. Hello, Lasso. Meow. And I look out my backyard and I've got naked trees. First of all, they're naked because it's winter in New Jersey. And there's no oranges or sunshine. So, yeah. Anyway, so we are going to open tonight's show with something that came to my attention a little while ago. And you know me, when something comes to my attention and I think that it needs to be brought to a larger audience, I say it on my podcast. And it's really simple, actually. Don't fucking steal people's ideas and market them as your own. Real simple. There are certain things in this world that cannot be copyrighted. Artistic ideas cannot be copyrighted. Doesn't mean that you should try to copy something so blatantly that the minute somebody looks at it, they go, wait a minute, isn't somebody else doing that? I think I've seen that somewhere before. There you go. Recipes, artistic styles. I knew a photographer. I met him when I lived in Central PA. State College used to have this amazing arts festival every July. They still do. And Gary Siddell is this incredible artist that does these black and white pictures, but then he just colors them in little pieces. So you'll have an incredible black and white picture and then just one splash of color somewhere. I used to ask him why he doesn't have a website, why he's not on the web. I don't want people copying my techniques. Not that people haven't, but he wasn't going to hand it to them by having a website. So, yeah, there you go. So, yeah. So artistic ideas and certain artistic things, ways of doing things can't be copyrighted per se. That doesn't mean that you should go out and copy them, especially in a small community, that everybody's going to know that that's exactly what you're doing, even if you say you don't. So, don't fucking copy somebody's ideas, especially if you're going to do it poorly. The other thing you cannot do, and this comes from my whole 2 semesters worth of communication laws classes, but the other thing that you cannot do, that you should not do ever, especially if you purport to have respect for actors and what they do and the characters they've created, you cannot, without express permission of a public figure use their image for anything, not to make money. You cannot use their image to make money without their express written consent. The same thing goes for, I mean, you can't do it. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And you shouldn't be using somebody's image. I mean, honestly, I've seen my image pop up on other people's feeds, and I'm like, am I a public figure now? Can I say something to them because they're using my image somewhere? I don't know. Can I? I don't know. But anyway, yeah, just don't do it. I know, just don't. Just don't. It's rude. It's disrespectful. You should never use somebody else's image to profit without their express written consent. Which is why, I mean, if you've ever I tried to do anything on Zazzle, like I've tried to make my own shirts on Zazzle and just use quotes and things from shows, and they'll turn around and tell you it's a copyright infringement. There's a reason for that. Don't do it. Let's see. Yeah, exactly. Gold Blue Noir, we got his permission to use his name and likeness, but we could not use the official film titles. There you go. See? It's respect. That's all it is basic respect. And if you purport to be somebody's fan, then you should respect them and not try and profit off their likeness. So that is my PSA for the evening. This, speaking of, is licensed merch from Chase Masterson's Pop Culture Hero Coalition. We saw them at Gallifrey 1 on Sunday, and every time, hey, Travis, this is the Shuttle Pod Show after party. It's the Shuttle Pod Show after party. I have the utmost love for Virtual Trek Con and everything they do and everybody involved. And I actually got to see Ciroc while I was in LA. I love them to death. But this is the official after party for the Shuttle Pod Show. We might throw in a little VTC, except I was really bad. I was so busy this weekend, I only watched a couple of panels. But Travis, thank you. So glad for joining us. So glad you're here. Hey, Ward Dog again. Love that you guys are here and joining me and hanging out in the chats. You guys all, you know what? Sometimes I get so excited to see you guys all just talking amongst yourselves while I'm talking. Sometimes I just have to realize that you're not talking to me. I have to watch and like realize you guys are all talking. Let's see. Nina, I love you, Nina. Don't go to, oh, that's a friend of mine on that design, because we got eyes and we can see who it actually is. Exactly. Don't kid a kidder. And please don't think that the rest of us are stupid. For real, though. Absolutely. For those of you that don't know Nina, Nina is one of my Shuttle Pod Show buddies. We are all part of the amazing Wash Gang that went out to Vegas to support, or out to Vegas. Vegas is August. Went out to LA to support and volunteer with the Shuttle Pod Show live event. Nina is a fantastic artist in her own right. She helped design some t-shirts. She is working with the Shuttle Pod Show to do their merch, the latest merch, because they're revamping all of their merch. And she is also in charge of Keating Nation, which is the official Dominic Keating fan club presence on socials. So follow Keating Nation, support Nina and everything that she does. Nina, if you want to put up some links, message them to me, because I know that I guess I'm the only person that can share links. No, I don't. Lasso, I'm sorry. I didn't get my Shaggy Chic in time. I'm sorry. Didn't get my Shaggy Chic in time. Love you, Nina. Love you, Nina. Nina actually got to hang out. I didn't get to see Nicole DeBoer this weekend because she was out, or while I was in LA, because she was out gallivanting at Nina is Fabulous. Absolutely, Slackwaddle. Nina was out cavorting with Nicole because Nicole was in Madrid at a convention. So I didn't get to see Nikki. Nikki wasn't able to come to the Shuttle Pod Show event because she was getting ready to go skinny off to Europe, because she's hanging out in Spain. She's turning around. She's coming home, and she's repacking her bags to head out for the Star Trek cruise, which is leaving port at the end of this week. And I am so jealous. All right. So what else do we have to talk about? Let's see. Picard. I got to see one of the benefits, and I tweeted about this, one of the benefits of being out in LA is that Paramount does not drop their new episodes until it's midnight on the West Coast. So everybody in the East Coast would have to wait till 3 a.m. until it's midnight on the West, and then they drop it day of. So I got to see it when it premiered, when it dropped, because I missed both the LA premiere. I was flying to LA at the time, and I was in LA when it premiered in New York. So I've only seen the first episode, unlike the LA people that got to see 2, and it was fan-damn-tastic. Okay, let's see. Only did the wash drawing. The rest of the merch designs are made by some pretty cool people who actually know what they're... Nina, you so know what you're doing too. Do not sell yourself short. That wash drawing is awesome. Nicole's the sweetest ever. Bless her. Loved hanging out with her this weekend. Yes, she is one of the sweetest people. And she gets all of my respect because she does 90% of these conventions in heels. And she gets all of my respect for doing that. But Picard, and I warned there are going to be spoilers. Picard opens with Bev. We have not seen nor heard of Bev. We find out she's been missing in action, so to speak, from her friends, from the Enterprise for 20 freaking years. Nobody knows why. And then the Doctor, you see her in the opening sequence, and she's freaking killing people at like close range. She is a badass. The opening to Picard was absolute badass. Seeing Seven of Nine try to make a life for herself in Starfleet, I think is amazing. I'm not sure she's going to succeed. And that has nothing to do with Seven of Nine. But what she was saying about being a ranger and thinking for yourself, I mean, I see that. I couldn't do that kind of structure the way Starfleet is. And especially when you're dealing with a shit captain like she's dealing with, and you just know that you know better, but you can't do anything because you're the first officer. There you go. And now she's finally got them, and she got them in a big way. She is getting all of her. Yes, Nina was rocking in the cosplay. She absolutely was rocking the cosplay. 100%. So it was a great opening. And then you find out that Bev has a new son. You know, you've got one that goes off with the Traveler. Now Wesley's got a brother. Half brother. This one's got an English accent, yet he was raised by Bev. Gee, who do we think the father is? That I know, French accent, English accent, but he definitely has a European accent, even though he was raised by Bev. I think that's a little foreshadowing. I think it is. We also got to see Rafi, who is undercover, and is that his name, Jack? Oh, please. It's got to be Picard. Everybody's saying it's Picard. I would be very surprised if it's not. Leftover IVF embryo. I don't know. Maybe that's why she left. I mean, she left, but you know, what happened before she leave? You don't know. We don't know. Hopefully we'll find out. I love that. It would be dumb if it's not Picard. Yeah, I would agree. I think there would be a lot of angry emails if it's not Picard. And Paramount would be hearing about it if it wasn't Picard. There you go. You know what? This is the problem. Even though I got to see it, I was tired. I actually closed my eyes before it started. So let's see. Totally bought Rafi's relap act at the bar with the snitch. A lot of people are thinking that it's not all acting, that she's struggling again because she lost 7. Like, how much of it is acting and how much of it is she really did lose 7? You know, obviously things did not go well with her son in the last season. So how much of it is acting and how much of it is, she's having these struggles for real? So Rafi's handshake before dumping the dope, I felt. Yep. Yeah, see? Yep, exactly. Exactly. Is Kelly here? Kelly! There she is! Oh, sorry, War Dog. Hit that one again. I'm not saying people would riot, but they would riot. Kelly, you are absolutely right. I am so proud of you. You stayed up. I've got my European contingent here, and I absolutely freaking love it. I love it. I am international now because I've got Spain. I've got the UK. I actually have a friend that's in Canada, but obviously she's not here. But I will get on her because I need Canada now too. Do have friends in Canada. So why don't we talk about the Shuttlebot Show live and how amazing it was, and how go pass out, Nina. I love that you were here, recovering from the weekend. I get it. Much love to you, Nina, for showing up and supporting. So thank you. Bye-bye. Feel better. Get some well-deserved rest. Exactly, Travis. I am worldwide. All right, so Shuttlepod Show live. What was that like? Well, maybe a bit. Obviously not enough for, I don't think it would be enough for Rafi. And I can totally understand that. All right, so another big shout out to Domestic for sending me a real live video camera, and I brought the tripod. I had to take a full size laptop with me that because my stupid Chromebook that I got over COVID was too old to recognize an external camera, and I did try. So I have an older laptop. I took that. Then the battery died. Then the first one didn't have sound. So you guys all stuck with me through this amazing learning experience. I really was trying not to use my phone, but obviously I did. I did one quick Facebook Live. And then I figured out that I had enough viewers. You only need 25 subscribers to do YouTube Live. So I figured out how to do YouTube Live from my phone, which was so much fun. I wish I could have gotten more. It was just like I said, I would have gotten more if the laptop hadn't died, because that was a perfect setup using the split screen so you guys could see front and then see me. I love that. That was a lot of fun, and that was something I found on this platform that I'm using, and that was amazing. See, I like it for what it is. I knew it was old and refurbished when I got it. So thank you, DJ Kitty Cat. Hit the button, hit the like and subscribe if you haven't yet. I appreciate that, DJ Kitty Cat. Thank you so much. So it was a learning experience. So I'm sorry I couldn't get as much as I wanted to. But the other thing to, and then it went to private video. That's weird. There was one I think I changed to private because I tried to catch it whenever you did live all at the last of it, and then it went to private video. I'll have to. Tiffany, hello. Tiffany, did you hear me? Were we mind melding a little while ago when I said I need my Canadian contingent here? Because I just literally said it like 5 seconds ago. So let's see. So now that my brain just froze. Okay. So anyway, so my biggest apologies for not having it as smooth as I wanted, but I was also working. I was working the merch table. I was selling buttons. We had other things we were trying to sell. I was greeting people as they came into the show, which was gorgeous, by the way. Look up the Gary Marshall Theater online. It's absolutely... Oh, that's right. Slackwaddle is also Canadian. Thank you for the reminder, Catherine. I keep forgetting who's behind that ID. That's why. So you're right. Slackwaddle is Canadian. Thank you. Where should I put up there? Oh, well, there you go. Hold on. Wait. There you go. That was me saying I need Canada. I need more Canada. I am sorry, Slackwaddle. I did forget. So yes, Canada represent, baby. See, people came down from all over for the Shuttlepod Show live. It was fantastic. It was what Mark wanted, which was an intimate gathering of fans in the most incredible setting to do incredible things that were not part of what you would get at a regular convention. Because, I mean, the first night was The Odd Couple, live stage reading of The Odd Couple, which was fantastic. And I mean, it was so intimate. This is so funny. I had to move my car because the parking lot, I am that powerful. Do not ever forget that I am one with the force and the force is one with me. Northwest, gotta love that. Gotta love that. Listen, I'm New Jersey. We got New Jersey, we got the UK, we've got the West Coast. Every now and then, Mark actually stops by. The Shuttle Pod Show stops by here too. So we got East Coast, West Coast, all over the US. War Dog, did you do your usual greeting? I don't think you did, to let everybody know where you're from. So they did this reading of The Odd Couple, and okay, so I had to move the car because the parking lot for the theater is really small, and I needed to get on a list before I could stay there. So I show up to work, and they're like, move your car. So I moved the car down the street, but then there was 2-hour parking. My alarm on my watch went off. They said, okay, bring your car back. So I swing back around to park the car, and I pull into the lot, and who's sitting in the car next to me as I park in the last available space but Bonnie Frederici. I'm like, okay. So I roll down my window. She rolls down her window. I'm like, hi, Bonnie. Remember me? You stopped by right before John went live on my show. So I actually had a lovely conversation with Bonnie as she was getting herself together to go in. She played one of the English sisters along with Nana Visitor that live in Oscar's building. But we were chatting, Bonnie and I were chatting while she's getting herself together. And we were talking about Chuck because that's where I know Bonnie from. I loved Chuck. Talked about Tony Todd and how amazing Tony Todd was. And Zach, whose last name I always forget because I want to say Zach Quinto and it's not, but the guy that played Chuck, and how amazing he is and how great he is in Shazam. And what does Bonnie say is her favorite thing about Chuck? She opens the back door to her car and she pulls out a Nerd Herd jacket. Chuck takes place in a Best Buy like place. And so instead of the Geek Squad, they have the Nerd Herd. And Chuck was a member of the Nerd Herd. And Bonnie got a Nerd Herd jacket from Chuck. And I thought that is probably the coolest thing. The only thing missing was they also had their little Nerd Herd cars. I said they should have given you one of those too. I'm sorry I missed it, War Dog. I thought you did, but I just missed it because it probably scrolled by too fast because everybody was talking. So I thought, how incredibly stinking freaking awesome is that she has this jacket. And then we just walked into the theater and then they did this reading. And of course, Oscar was Connor, complete with New York accent, and Dominic was Felix. And then their poker buddies were played by Jeff Combs and Walter Koenig and Vaughn Armstrong and Andrew Robinson. And then, like I said, Bonnie and Nana with perfect British accents, of course, did the English sisters that lived a couple floors below. And it was amazing and it was wonderful. And I've seen the show and I've seen bits and pieces of the movie, but I've never seen like the movie, which obviously was adapted from the stage play. I've never seen that go beginning to end. And Zach Levy, thank you, Travis. Zach Levy played Chuck, and he is also Shazam. Thank you, Travis, very much. I couldn't remember, or the performance was absolutely incredible. And then, and then there was a cocktail hour. And we all, we had drinks, and then the gold level patrons got to go have dinner with the stars, and then we all went to a pub and had karaoke, and nobody wanted to sing, so I sang like 5 different songs. And then the dinner people showed up. It was so wonderful because every time you turn around, it was just family getting together. It wasn't a convention feel. It was family getting together. The pub was great. In fact, the owner of the pub was so excited to have us. Yeah, karaoke. Yay, karaoke. The pub was just so happy to have us. The owner of the pub is a Star Trek fan. He's already invited us back for next year. So we'll see how that goes because Mark is hoping for bigger and better. We had karaoke 2 nights, so of course, my little heart went pitter pat. In fact, the second night of karaoke, it turns out, Mark Cartier has a set of pipes on him. So I got him to sing Paradise by Dashboard Light with me. Yay, that was so much fun. Yeah, but then Tiff, don't forget, I sang Paradise by the Dashboard Light. So we all dragged out some songs. But Tiff did do the Weird Al Yankovic My This Here Anakin Guy American Pie parody, which I absolutely love. I love that more than the Anakin character in those movies. So there was karaoke, and then the full day, Saturday, the full day was freaking awesome because, first of all, the weather was great. I walked out on Saturday morning. The Saga Begins. Thank you. I never remember what the title of that song is. Thanks, Tiff. It's called The Saga Begins, and it's fabulous. Yeah, so Saturday was I mean, there was tamales in the park. We had homemade tamales for dinner at one point. There was the live shuttle pod show. There was autograph sessions, and everything was at the Gary Marshall Theater. Saturday, everything was at the Gary Marshall Theater. So, like I said, it was just kind of, it didn't start until later. Like, you weren't allowed in the theater till noon. No, I'm sorry, till 2. I mean, you could show up whenever you want and hang out in the courtyard, but they didn't start. So you could go out, party, have a good time, and then not worry about missing anything because everything started later in the day. Because we had the Shuttlepod 1 live reading, we had the live Shuttlepod show, we had the music of Vaughn Armstrong and Jeff Combs, which was fantastic because the best part was when Vaughn and Tiffany was sitting next to me. Vaughn said, who's heard of the Enterprise Blues Band? And surprisingly, it was me. And I was like, me? I have all your CDs. He's like, all 3 of them, which is exactly it. There's 3 of them. You can pick them up wherever the Rat Pack performs because the Rat Pack doesn't have anything out yet, but the Enterprise Blues Band does. They have some great songs, a lot of really fun Trek themed originals, and so Vaughn sang a couple of them, and I was singing right along with them because I am their number 1 fan, at least in that moment, because nobody else knew who the hell he was talking about. I'm like, how do you people not know about the Enterprise Blues Band? You can follow them. They are on Facebook. Go follow the Enterprise Blues Band because it was Vaughn and Casey. And hey, Jean, how are you? Thanks for joining us. It's Vaughn and Casey, and a couple other people. But what was really funny was, the other funny thing was that they got up to do their thing. Really, yeah, Enterprise Blues Band. Go look them up on Facebook. I don't know if you can buy their stuff online, but you can. Every year at Vegas, they're always selling their CDs after the Rat Pack. But so they're getting ready to set up, and then usually people yell "Freebird" as a joke. I'm like Xindi because they have this really great Xindi parody that the Rat Pack does, and Jeff's like, "We'll get there," and they did because if you're at any sort of Enterprise event, you got to do Xindi. So they sang Xindi, which is a parody of the song "Windy." Who's tripping down the street? What movie are we talking about? I missed that. What's the funniest movie you've ever seen, Travis? Because I missed what you guys were talking about. Oh, wait, I'm scrolling back. Oh, the Weird Al biopic. I've heard about it. Haven't seen it, but I've heard about it. So I'll have to check that out. Thanks, Travis. So what else happened? Oh, yeah. I skipped over something very, 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 very cool. First night, I got to just chat very casually with Walter Koenig at the bar. Yay me. That was probably, I have met Nichelle. I was fortunate enough to meet Nichelle when she was at a Philly Wizard World. I have Jimmy Doohan's autograph. Unfortunately, it's on my Star Trek V novel because that's the only cool thing I had at the time. I've seen Shatner. I've met Shatner a couple of times. I've seen both Leonard Nimoy and DeForest Kelley speak at conventions, but I never had the chance to meet them. But Walter Koenig is an absolute sweetheart. Got a little bit of a spoiler for Picard season 3, but that's fine. If it's coming from Walter Koenig, I don't care. And talked about what he's doing now and that he's writing. He's actually working on a novel now. He says he likes to keep busy. You know, he reminded me, I had forgotten, he reminded me he lost his wife recently. So he just likes to, you know, do things that keep him busy and keep him occupied. So he's trying his hand at writing a novel. So hopefully we'll be able to see that in the very, very near future. But I had a very lovely conversation and unfortunately got interrupted by somebody else. But because I had such a lovely conversation, I decided this person really wants to talk to him. I will bow out gracefully. It was my excuse to go over and say hello to Dominic. I'll take it. Dominic's like, I didn't know you were coming. Surprise, I'm here because, of course, I'm going to support the Shuttle Pod show. Connor had already seen me earlier in the day, but Dominic didn't know I was going to be there, so that was kind of fun. Tulsa at a con, I had a chance to meet her, but I chicken. Oh, Travis, I'm so sorry. You're new here. I mean, there's a lot of like lovely new faces. So not all of you will have heard this story. I have a very good friend. In fact, the friend that I mentioned the last time I was live, my friend, I promise I might say his name next time. My friend Evan. He's a very good friend of mine, and he's the one that got me into conventions in the first place. And Evan is amazing because Evan can afford to get autographs where I can't all the time. So Evan lets me kind of follow him around. We used to, when Wizard World was a thing, I used to hang out with him the entire time. And for the price of buying him a cannoli from the place across the street, I've gotten into photo ops with him. And I've met amazing people because I'm in line with him. That's how I met Femke Jameson, Nichelle Nichols, David Tennant, Billy Piper. Yeah, there's a whole list of people that I've had a chance to meet because I will stand in an autograph line with Evan so that people, while he's getting stuff signed, I get to say hi. So yeah, I did. I got to talk to David Tennant and Billy Piper that way, which was huge. They both had different stories about their time on Top Gear. Back in 2005, got to chat with Walter for ages. Yes, he is a talker, and you have to love that. Yeah, he is more than willing to just chat, and standing at a bar and just chatting with him was an amazing experience. Type of friend drawn back when gatekeeper was a nice word. So Travis, not sure what you're saying with that type of friend from back when gatekeeper. I'm not sure, when was gatekeeper a nice word, and what was who drinking? What was who drinking? But because everybody, I mean, it was an open bar, so they had these really amazing drinks. I don't think I've ever had aged rum before because they had these amazing drinks. Tiff and I can't remember what they were called. Splashdown, I think. I think Splashdown was the name of it. It was Splash something. So it was amazing. Travis, oh honey, there's very little that was before my time. I know what gatekeeper means now. I'm not sure I've ever heard it used any other way. Walter Koenig was it Splash Zone? I don't know. The bar, it was like, we just went to the bar and like, we want that splash drink because it was so stinking good. Walter was not drinking when I spoke to him. He was just kind of leaning on the bar. He was not drinking when I spoke to him. So I don't know. I don't know if he had anything for the evening. That's so cute, Travis, before my time. But seriously, if there was I mean, yes, it was freaking delicious, and we kept going back for the Splash Zone because it was just so good. And I got them to put pineapple in it. They usually put orange in it, like an orange slice. I'm like, no, I want my pineapple wedge because there was pineapple wedges on the bar. So what else happened on Saturday? Nana, I got a hug from Nana Visitor because I got to go up and tell her that I was the one that asked her the night court question. If you guys watched the Shuttle Pod show when she was on, the night court question was mine. There was, what was it, mango? I think it was mango juice that was in the Splash Zone. All I know is they have to have it next year. Whatever it was, they have to have it next year. That's all I'm saying, because there is going to be a next year. But I got to tell Nana about that, and I was like, my sister, loved it and loved Night Court, and I thought you were fantastic, and I finally got to have that court. She's like, can I hug you? I'm like, I am not. Hey, look who's here. Hey, Ernesto. I thought you'd be busy packing for the cruise. But yes, I got a Nana hug. And considering the fact this is the first time I've met her that I've just talked to her and not fangirled out, I was very excited. Because the first time I met her, I totally think. Was it pineapple? Yeah, I swear to God, the juice looked like mango juice because it was orangey. Whatever it was delicious. My last night in LA, I wanted a Midori sour, and the bar didn't have Midori sour. They made me a passion fruit sour, and it was fan-damn-tastic. Passion fruit sour. See if you can find that somewhere. I don't know what kind of passion fruit liqueur she used. Yes, Nana's amazing. You're all packed? Oh my God. When are you leaving? I have to know so I can know when to start really hating you. When are you leaving for LA? Ernesto's a buddy that I picked up. Yeah, it was good. Picked Ernesto up in Chicago with a group of amazing people that I met when we were out there doing the official Star Trek Reed Pop. Which, by the way, somebody posted somewhere that they heard that Reed Pop was not your frying Wednesday. That's an interesting way to put it. That Reed Pop canceled it because they were disappointed with the turnout in Chicago. Dudes, that wasn't anybody's fault but your own. You advertised poorly. You barely released any information for people to know. You know, it's one thing when Creation can get away with selling tickets. You know, Creation will sell tickets they'll sell their gold tickets the Sunday of the end of the, all right, let's try this again. They will sell their next year's tickets for the gold patrons the Sunday of that convention. When that convention's ending that Sunday, you can reserve your gold tickets for next year. And people will buy them because A, they want to save their seats, and B, because they are pretty damn sure that Creation's going to have a boatload of people. Reed Pop, first year doing a Star Trek convention, and you think you can hold on to and not tell people who's coming until right before the convention and not have people not want to go? That's not how this works. Creation built themselves up to a point where people are willing to spend the money prior to the announcements because they trust that Creation's going to have who they say the Creation's going to have every year consistently a huge number of people. We don't know from Reed Pop and Star Trek. And they didn't market it. They barely did. They started rolling out their guests way too late. So yeah, exactly. People don't want to come if they don't know, unless you've got, a 50 odd year track record or 40 odd year track record where people can be pretty sure that if they give you money, they're not going to be disappointed. So let's see. Travis said his bar drink is double vodka tonic. If I'm paying bar prices, I demand max value. Don't blame you on that one in the least. Yeah, ECP is pretty solid. I mean, they're this is 6 cruises in. So yeah, because they'll sell discounted tickets. They'll sell discounted tickets on the boat. So they're pretty solid. But if it's your first year out and you can't be bothered to figure out how to market yourself and how to announce, Shuttle Pod Show, first year out. It's like, and Mark knows, it was really short notice. And for the short amount of time, it was an incredible turnout. They're doing it next year. They know they're doing it next year. So you can all be assured they're doing it next year. But he told you exactly what it was. It was going to be intimate. Yes, we were going to have people. You had to feel comfortable that they were going to get people because of who they were. It's Connor and Dominic from Enterprise. They're going to get people to come do their event. John Billingsley and Anthony had to cancel, but that didn't have anything to do with Connor and Dominic. That had to do with jobs coming up. Speaking of which, for those of you that are not following me on the Instas and the Twitters, the other thing, Mark treated his volunteers very well. Yeah, they could have blamed post-COVID confusion, but I don't know about that, but it's possible they could have. Yes, Long Island is looking good. And Long Island TrekCon is only 2 days, and it's only $50. $50 flat fee. You can go one day, you can go two, $50. So I was planning on one day, but now that I know that my buddy Barbaloon is going to be there, my buddy Raymond's going to be there, so I can go pick up another pop culture shirt. Robin Curtis is going to be there. There's a ton of people that are going to be there that I'm incredibly fond of. I'm already looking at rooms, so I am seriously thinking of going for the entire time. And I know you guys are going to be there, Ernesto, so I can't wait to see you guys in May if you're going to be there. That's my big thing in May, is going to be Long Island Trek, because it looks like an amazing convention put together by fans, for fans in the New York area, is long overdue, so I do want to go out and support them. So that is that. Oh, and Dougie Jones is going to be there, and Book's going to be there. I can't pronounce the actor's last name, so I'm just going to call him Book. Book's going to be there, and he's fantastic. Could listen to him talk. Dougie hugs. Can never get too many Dougie hugs. Cirroc Lofton, I'm going to whip this back around. Cirroc Lofton gives amazing hugs too. And I told him I needed one. So the minute he walked through those front gates, of the Gary Marshall Theater, I was like, I am collecting my hug. He was wearing a Melissa Longo silhouette shirt, and I've been telling all the volunteers about how amazing Melissa's artwork is, and there he is wearing one. I'm like, you got to show everybody. It is not that same weekend. It's not the same weekend. Long Island Con is the end. It's the 20th and 21st of May. So was Cirroc able to lean that far over? Haha, is that's a joke about the fact that I'm short? The answer is yes. He absolutely was. Ha ha, ha ha, ha. So hold on one second, guys. Got to do something real quick here. Don't know if I can. You know me. I like to multitask, and then you guys get to look at my multitasking face. So let's see. Let's see if I can do this while I'm talking to y'all. So just make plans for next year. We don't know what the dates are, but we don't know what the dates are yet, but there's definitely going to be one next year. And I actually did what I needed to do. Yes, Kelly, I'm pissed that the ocean exists too. Well, Kelly, we're just gonna try and get you over here for something. That's all. I don't care what it takes. We're just gonna try and get you over here for something. I promise. One of these days. Sorry. All right. So there. Did what I needed to do. Exactly. Bad everything be damned. I would too, and you can guarantee that. Wait. All right. So I missed things. Yeah. So anyway, by the way, yeah. So Cirroc gives good hugs. Cirroc is an excellent Travis Mayweather. Absolutely. DJ Kitty Cat knows. You give good hugs. Oh, there we go. Yes. Absolutely. Somebody get on that teleporter. We need to get. I wish that we could put some sort of island in like the middle of the ocean, so that there was like a halfway point between here and Europe. That would be cool too. Somewhere where everybody could meet in the middle. Just don't be the first person, Kelly. Let somebody go first. Captain Archer wouldn't even put his dog through the transporter in the beginning. Yeah, he only did have one line, but he was a good sport. And that's what I was getting at. Before the I think how many of us, all right, show of hands, how many of us would be a Dr. McCoy and worry about getting our atoms splattered all over the place? And how many of us would be like Kelly, just like jumping in? So Mark treated all of us to autographs, which for volunteers, and he had these beautiful 8x10. He had these beautiful I love this. He had these beautiful 8x10s, Adam Splatter, printed up. He had some of Connor, some of Dominic, some of Erica, and then he had group ones, and he gave all the volunteer group ones to go around and get signed. So, hey, Alan, really? You'd be McCoy? I wouldn't have pegged you for a McCoy, but okay. Yeah, but you know what? Nothing wrong with a little change in one's life. So I like to think I'd be game, but actually would probably be freaked out in reality. Yeah, I think anybody that would be game would probably end up feeling like Hoshi on the other side of it. Maybe you want to put me back together. There you go. I'd send Travis Taylor through as my guinea pig. Got to give the sailor his shot. Okay. So we had these pictures of the three of them. So I went and Nana was signing, so I got Nana to sign. Is Tiff still with me here? Because this is Tiff and I basically at the same time went over to get Ciroc to sign it. Because like I said, it was the only picture we had, and I thought it'd be fun, if you get as many signatures as you can on one picture. So what I figured was, I got Nana, and then I got Ciroc, and then I said, Ciroc, how you put, some people ask you, hey Tiff, some people ask you to put character names, under your signature. Some people are like, oh, put Jake Sisko. I don't do that. I usually don't. I'm just fine with whatever the person wants to sign. If they want to put it, they can put it. I don't ask for it. But I was like, Ciroc, put Travis Mayweather down there. You stayed here one line. He hung out with everybody in the courtyard for a little bit. You guys saw that if you saw my Facebook Live. So he put Team Mayweather on mine. He put Team Mayweather's on Tiff's. And then I said flat out, you're not to do this for anybody else. She is not DJ Kitty Cat. That is another Tiff. That's another Tiff that makes the portraits. But she is the most amazing costumer. She was in charge of the cosplay contest. She's the most amazing costumer. Don't say that. Tiff, you have so many other amazing talents. Do not say that. Yeah, you're going to remind Ciroc on the cruise? Yeah, just tell him, just say, remember when you signed Steph's autograph? And you signed it Team Mayweather? It'd be really funny if Anthony was on the cruise too. Is Anthony on the cruise? I don't remember if Anthony's on the cruise. Somebody needs to tell Anthony he did that. And then videotape it. That's right. God, how could I forget that? Tiff beat Mark Cartier in trivia. Not only did she beat him, it was a come from freaking behind victory. All right, then I'll tell Anthony in Vegas. Don't anybody else say anything if they see Anthony Montgomery between now and Vegas. Yeah. Kicked his butt, come from behind victory. And it was something Mark was kicking himself over too, which was fantastic. Which was absolutely fantastic. It was really amazing. It was really amazing. He was very gracious. He was very, 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 very gracious about it. And he will not live it down. And I think we're going to have a rematch next year. Again, next year, there will be a next year. Hopefully Mark's looking, we learned a lot. We absolutely learned a lot. So there's going to be differences. There's going to be better ways. There's going to be better things. Connor and Dominic are all in for next year. They were really excited. Obviously the people that missed it, I'm sure like John Billingsley and Anthony Montgomery who missed it will hopefully be able to do next year. Oh, I would love that. I would absolutely love that, Ernesto. Please do send me the video when zombies invaded Anthony's karaoke. But like I said, Cone of Silence now, guys. He is an awesomely nice dude. He is one of the best dudes. And he loves the fans. This is a learning experience for him, because producing this podcast and becoming part of the Star Trek community is a completely different thing than just, I'm producing a movie. It has a beginning, a middle, and an end, and then we're done, and then we put it out into the universe, and then and then that's it, and then you move on to the next project. But he's working on building this community, and the Shuttlepod Show live event, was a fantastic way to do it. And I do have to say, if you guys, I didn't, these off from retrospect, but it wasn't the place for a 5-year-old. I'll just watch it online if it's in LA again. Yeah. Hopefully they'll be putting more stuff online. I don't know. Yeah, it wasn't necessarily kid friendly. He seems to have learned a lot from Connor. I think they've learned from each other. And if you watched the Sunday's video where it was the Shuttlepod Show live, where they were asking the audience questions, for anybody that didn't figure it out, first of all, Catherine got her props for being the first person to buy tickets and to buy merch, which was awesome. I hope you got that car on the plane okay, by the way. But in case anybody didn't realize it, I was the second person that was talking about organic and how organic the show is. That was me, in case you guys didn't recognize my voice, because for some reason I didn't get any camera time at that point. I showed up. There were other points in the video where you could see me, but anyway, I get enough camera time here. And they were talking about it's a learning experience, and Dominic was talking about how he's learning about, being a listener, which is something I need to work on as well. Yep, this is very true. And I'm sure there's more to come at some point, because everything was taped. There we go. Did anybody see my Batmobile? I bought myself a Batmobile. Aw, thanks, War Dog. Aw, thank you. I didn't watch it because I was in the air. I was flying home. On Sunday, so I missed it. Because American, Kelly, we were talking at 4:00 in the morning in the airport. If you didn't recognize my voice a couple hours later, I would have been deeply disappointed in you. And Lasso. When I went grocery shopping the Sunday night, after the show was over, and I was hitting my thanks, Kelly. I was hitting my depressive state. I had to go grocery shopping for the week while I was going to be there. And I'm literally walking up one of the aisles in the grocery store, and there is an end cap with nothing but Hot Wheels. And that was, everybody got a car. Here's a car, here's a car, here's a car from Shuttlepod Show. I didn't earn a car. Shuttlepod Show, they haven't pulled my name for trivia yet. So I treated myself to a car because they had a cute little Batmobile. So I treated myself to a Batmobile, Hot Wheels. But yeah, see, Kelly and I are figuring out we only have a set amount of hours usually where we can talk during the day, except when she's being an insomniac like right now. But it was great because I got thanks to Mark saying that I should leave I was going to leave at 3 a.m. to get to the airport. And Mark and Erica both said, you don't need to leave that early if your flight's not till 6:45. But then they said, well, maybe you should, because you have to return your rental car and you don't know how long that's going to take. Returning my rental car took 5 minutes. The shuttle ride over, they always have shuttles there. This Alamo's great. That's awesome. That's so freaking cool. Yeah. They signed my 8x10. I have their autographs so many times over. I was like, I know I have your autographs, guys, but it won't be complete if you don't sign it. So Connor signed it. Dominic signed it. I got a little heart, which I thought was really sweet. I don't know if he signs that. He probably signed that to every other woman, but whatever. I don't care. I got one, so I'm happy. I got my little Dominic Keating heart. And Connor. And let me put it to you this way. I know Dominic didn't put hearts on the men's autographs because I saw somebody else got his autograph. So that's all I'm saying. So they were nice enough to sign it. Mark signed it. But like I said, I wanted a complete set on that picture. So I need to get that framed. Travis, Digging the After Show reminds me of my favorite DJ of all time, Carly Rush, who took requests on Fridays or Saturday nights. Tulsa's Top 40. Oh, that's so cool. Thank you, Travis. I appreciate that. In the mid-90s, I was actually a DJ myself. Back in a little cheesy town. That's where I got a taste for doing this whole thing. I was a DJ for a couple years in State College, PA. Really, Tiff? Oh, well, we'll get that fixed next time. Oh, right, you don't do STLV. One of these days, Tiff, you'll have to suck it up and do STLV and come down, and you'll be like, Dominic, I want a heart. And he'll probably do that, but that's sweet. I really just thought that was his thing. It was very sweet. Sorry. Not yet. I know. But look, maybe anyway. So yeah, so it's a complete thing, and I need to totally get it framed. But yeah, I missed the chats, like I said, because I was on the plane. Like I said, I got to the airport so early. I was literally at my gate 2 hours before boarding. It's 10 after 4 in the morning. I'm running on only a couple of hours sleep. And I'm messaging the only person I know that's awake, which is Kelly. And I got, and then I realized I could actually freaking talk to Kelly. So I put in my earpiece and I've called her on Facebook and she kept me company. Which was very nice because I appreciated it, because sitting alone in the airport, I was worried I was falling asleep, going to fall asleep, and I just felt like talking to Kelly. So Kelly and I had a lovely conversation yesterday. So a few hours later, I am not surprised she recognized my voice. Besides the fact, how often do I talk about how important organic conversations are? And I actually had a chance to talk to Dominic about how I said, like our interview styles are similar because, I know Mark and I had this conversation. They outline the show. Of course they do. And they'll try and, kind of turn it back or whatever. But for me, I might write down, yes, and it wasn't a butt dial, Kelly. That's right. For some reason, for the longest time, my phone kept wanting us to talk. So it kept trying to butt dial her. And every time, and then the one time I actually meant it, and she's like, was that a butt dial? I'm like, no, that was really me. But is the organic style of our conversations where you ask a question, and if it leads into a 30-minute discussion of something, you let it go and find the next question in that. Let's see. Having a virgin in Las Vegas next time I get out of town will be with my wife and kids. That stays in Vegas myth is bogus. Well, this is very true. The stays in. Yeah, the LA airport. I mean, literally, my watch thinks it's a workout, especially when you're on an American Boeing 747, which I haven't flown a Boeing in so long. I don't want to fly to Vegas now because Vegas only has the little ones. But I think it's because it's the bigger plane. It was all the way down. I mean, to get from Terminal 4 to Terminal B, I mean, my luggage was already circling the carousel by the time I got down there. It's Vegas airport. But you know what? It happened in Philly too, because I guess because the Boeing's, I was literally the last gate in the International American terminal to walk to get my luggage. So Philly needs to figure that out. But yeah, LAX is just this sprawling. David Gregory! Hello! Yes, I know. VTC, which honestly, I didn't watch a lot of this year. I didn't even watch the Shuttle Pod Show panel because I was at Gallifrey, hanging out at Gallifrey. So, have not been to Miami Airport ever. I've been to Chicago. I did Chicago O'Hare for the first time. Might be doing it again. Might be doing Chicago O'Hare again. Because the Shuttle Pod Show is looking at doing something, but I don't want to say anything because I don't know if they've finalized anything. So I don't want to say it. She kept me standing at LAX when I left my phone in the Uber. Oh my God, you left your phone in the Uber. Did you get it back? She is a superstar for so many reasons. Did you get it back? I never connect through Chicago, but landing there is okay. You guys are all still seeing me, right? Because I just got a message. Somebody lost me. That's weird. Oh, and it looks like I got a video too. Cool, Ernesto. Ernesto just sent me the video. Cool. Okay. So, yeah, I don't like connecting. I try to avoid connecting flights whenever I can. And yeah, Tiffany's telling her story. This is not keep double clicking. It's not it's I get that. I get that. When it can I hate when you have to pick one or the other and it totally conflicts. I hate that. What else did I want to mention? Oh yeah. So I love Vegas, by the way. Yeah, but you didn't lose the entire feed. You didn't lose my show, Nancy, right? You can still see me. I mean that's what I meant. I meant you didn't lose the feed. Somebody lost the feed. But that's okay. Thank you. I appreciate that. So I went to Gallifrey 1 and thanks Nancy. Which is a Doctor Who convention. And I saw Jodie Whittaker. I didn't get to talk to Jodie Whittaker. I just saw her sitting at her thing, at her table, and I wandered around. Oh, weird. All right. Let's see. Because I love my fans and because I actually happen to have this up, I can do that. Okay, there you go. Okay, now I just gotta find. There we are. Okay, there we go. Ta-da! All right, now it's getting hot in here. It's late, but it's warm. So now you guys get to see this is a tank top. It's my Enterprise sweat jacket, but if it gets warm, it gets warm. And you guys, I know you guys enough, so you don't care if I get half, take off my jacket. This is just totally cash. So, anyway, so I go to Gallifrey 1. So I get to see Raymond Lister, who I am very good friends with, who basically makes these shirts for Chase. He's an incredibly talented, wonderful human being. Got to see my friends at Pixel Who. They make this, just Google Pixel Who. If you like Doctor Who, this guy sits there and all of his artwork, he makes it one pixel at a time. It's freaking fabulous, and he's branching out to Star Trek. And they're actually going to be at Long Island Trek. So they are, there you go. Thanks, Travis. Exactly. You're in your PJs because it's late. So Pixel Who's amazing. So I got to see my friends at Pixel Who. So I am outside with my friend Randy, from Lambda Quadrant, and we are just sitting there talking about life. And I look up and it's freaking two, and I don't remember their names because it's been a while. There are freaking two of the banana splits. Now, War Dog, help me out here because I got all excited and Randy's like, who the fuck are they? And I'm like, you suck. It's the banana splits. So I got up, and the only picture that I got at Gallifrey was the freaking banana I know, we're all like clothes, exactly. I mean, what were clothes? We went for like 2 years without them during COVID. Thank you, DJ Kitty Cat. Yes, exactly that. And Randy didn't know, and then Raymond didn't know, and I wasn't going to bother Chase with it. She's busy and running around. But then, who do I run into? Because he's always there, and I completely phase on that. Larry, and I always fuck up his name. Dr. Trek, Larry Nemechek was there. Love Larry to death. Big hugs. Larry, guess who's here? The banana splits. He doesn't like them because he was a teenager when they came out, but he still went tra la 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 la. I'm like, yes, the banana splits. So the only picture I got at Gallifrey was with me and the two of the banana splits that were there. So I was really looking forward to tonight because I knew some of the crowd out here in Chat Pack 2.0 land would know about the banana splits. It made me feel better, and of course they're Sid and Marty Krofft creation based on the Monkees, hence banana splits. But they're Sid and Marty Krofft. Nemechek, thank you, War Dog. Nemechek. Yeah. And so, of course, based on the monkeys, the whole thing, because I love the monkeys too. So I was like so looking forward to talking to you guys and saying I got pictures with the banana splits. There was also a really bad movie. Do not watch the movie. I watched the movie. If you value your childhood, do not watch the Banana Splits movie. Yes, they do. Thanks, Dave. Do not watch the Banana Splits movie because it's terrible, and don't watch it. I did. So I'm just really glad I saw the nice Banana Splits there. But Anderson and Marty Krofft, who I love, which, by the way, reminds me, Michael Westmore is this Wednesday on the Shuttle Pod show. Yeah, he's amazing. Michael Westmore is this Wednesday on the Shuttle Pod show. You have until, I want to say noon PST, I think was the deadline for Wednesday. You have until Wednesday. Tra-la-la-la-la-la. It's the Banana Splits. Saturday morning's greatest hits. Oh, I need that album. I need that album. I mean, I already run around singing the Land of the Lost theme. So, anyway, so Michael Westmore, if you have any creative questions for Michael Westmore about his amazing, talented costume and makeup and all the amazing effects stuff that he did, you have until Wednesday to submit it. You have until Wednesday to submit. Patreons can submit on Patreon. You do not have to be a patron to submit questions. You can go right to the website, and Westmore Equals Legends. You can go right to the website and submit questions there. I will tell you, I sort of farmed out and asked somebody what I should ask him that was a non-Star Trek question. So if it makes it into the show, I did ask him a non-Star Trek question, because in case you guys haven't figured that out yet, that is my thing, trying to figure out non-Star Trek questions to ask Star Trek people. So I thought I had some help, and I put together a non-Star Trek question for him. So I mean, not that I'm not going to, I mean, I am going to be there on Sunday. I can't wait because I really want to see if he answers it for me. Thank you, Slack Twaddle. Questions due by Wednesday, noon PST. I was right, noon PST. Thank you. But yeah, so submit it through their website, or if you're a patron, there's a section where they're calling for questions and you can ask it there. Listen, Patreon is great. I am on Patreon, in case you guys didn't know. I am on Patreon as well, because you know what? Why not? Support the show, support the arts. It helps me get to conventions. It helps me figure out what platforms I'm using, keep up my equipment. Every little bit helps. And I have named absolutely all of my tiers after Star Trek Enterprise episodes. If you would rather do a one-off, ask War Dog how cool my Teespring store is, because it is cool. He has ordered from it. I have merchandise to suit every climate, from sweatshirts to tank tops to t-shirts to sweatpants. So check all of that cool stuff out. Support the arts. I'm an art, I guess. I like to think of it. Patreon is the best way to support the creatives, you know. It really is. Thank you. Thank you, War Dog. I appreciate that. Let's see. Travis, I'll do a queue through Patreon, but if y'all don't get it, do it in time. No hard feelings. I love everything he has to say. Yeah, exactly. G-strings. Not yet, but that could be a new one. I'll look into that just for you, Ernesto, but if I do it, you have to buy one. That's all I'm saying. Let's see. Your husband signed up to the Shuttle Pod Patreon the other day. He joined Discord, and I said this dude is shit. Oh, Kelly, I absolutely love your sense of humor. All right, but I want pictures. That's all I'm saying. If I do it, I want pictures. Oh, chat, what should I name my Tribble? Oh, you got a Tribble. Yeah, we got to think of a name for your Tribble. I had a Tribble name at some point. I got it. Oh my gosh, I've like completely blacked it out. Okay, well, you guys don't want to sit here and stare at me while I'm trying to think. You've already done that once. Oh, War Dog. See, I should just put your picture up somewhere as you model all my stuff. A hat, a shirt, and a mask. And that's it so far. Oh, the hat I went to here, buddy, for. There you go. There you go. You guys sent me a picture with you wearing all of it. By the way, you all hear about, oh yeah, Science Division. They have the automated tribbles, right? They're the ones with the remote activated tribbles. They are freaking awesome. Maybe something from Vulcan. Oh, there you go. So yeah, so I really had to get that telling in about the banana splits at Gallifrey, because I thought that was like the dog. I don't remember the names. He was wearing the Doctor Who. He was wearing the Tom Baker scarf, so that's how they fit in. Tribbles take the names of the Klingons they've vanquished. Oh my God, War Dog, that is awesome. I love that. That is awesome. That is awesome. Of course I missed it. Tricky Tribble names. I mean, what's the name of the Tribble on the Shuttlepod show? Like Censor? I mean, that's basically the only thing you can call him is Censor. The Censor Tribble. Let's see. Okay, so the other thing that I want you guys to think about, if you're looking for people and places to support, yeah, unfortunately they have to shut down, so it's now or never for the Tribbles. Well, then go support the Science Division and adopt a Tribble. That enough said. Go support the Science Division. Go adopt a Tribble. All right, so you can also find this, which I bought because it's a Star Wars themed layout of a Be Kind shirt, and it's all at bekindmerch.org. They still have masks as well. In fact, they Gallifrey 1 actually was requiring masks, and I had masks with me, except of course in the bag that I was carrying when I went to Gallifrey 1. So they had paper masks, but then the minute I hit the Be Kind table, boop, red Be Kind mask. The good thing about Tribbles is you buy a few. Yeah, exactly. Buy one, end up with tons. Censor. Oh, there you go. Censor. All right, that's the new Tribble name on the Shuttlepod show. That's the new name on the Shuttlepod show. So we have to let Mark know we have named his Tribble, and it's Censor. Love it. Love it. Bane. It's like me and my cats. I name all of my cats after, not all of them, but I do have a Trip, a Reed, and a General Zod. And my dog's name was Anakin. So Tribble is called Steve in my headcanon. He likes weed and hanging out on the beach. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. He is in California, so that's entirely possible. Travis had a question. Are the Tribbles on the Shuttlepod show a hat tip to Star Trek, or did they appear on Enterprise as well? They did not appear on Enterprise. Oh, yes, they did. Yes, they did. Thank you, Kelly. I forgot about that. Phlox fed one to his pets. That was, yep. Can't believe I forgot that. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you. I can't believe I forgot that. Like I said, I'm not even watching H and I last night started Broken Bow, which means it's the 2-parter. So it's the second part tonight. And I'm not watching it because the last event of the live show was us sitting in this wonderful bar. It's called The Fox and Hounds. We had, there was a whole naming thing with that. Was it The Foxes and The Hounds? Like, yeah, but it's The Fox and Hounds in Burbank. And we sat on a very big screen and watched Broken Bow. And you had Connor and Dominic yelling out commentary and answering questions, and it was amazing. So I couldn't bring myself to watch Broken Bow again without them. Literally a week later. Aww! Kelly had a hamster called Malcolm. I had a hamster for a while that I named Ewan after Ewan McGregor because it was during my Moulin Rouge phase. Yes, there was a theme song sing-along, and plenty of people took video of that. I know some of it Kelly ended up tagging me in somebody's video. There's plenty of video. Oh, the other cool thing, for those of you that have seen it, over the holidays, there was a Winter Wonderland parody called Walking Around in My Blue Underwear. This amazing guy, I feel so bad, Ian, because I can't remember what you call yourself. Star Wrecked. So we're all sitting there. It's Tiffany's costume or cosplay. Everybody's lined up, and there's this guy, and all of a sudden he's standing in line, and the next thing you know, he's in blue underwear. Oh my god, he's in blue underwear, and Mark leans over to me. He goes, "Isn't that the guy from the parody video?" And I looked, and blue underwear guy. Yes, Star Wrecked. Yes, Star Wrecked. Tiff spelled it right. There we go. Star Wrecked. That's how you can find him. And Mark leans over to me and goes, "Isn't that the guy that did the parody video?" And I have only seen the thumbnail. I never actually sat and clicked on the video. And I looked and I went, and even I knew that it was him. I'm like, "Oh my God, that's him. That is so him." Mark was so excited. And then, of course, during karaoke, he sang the song, which is amazing because it's not just a parody, but it literally is about the episode Acquisition, where that's all he did that's all Trip did was run around in his underwear and try and save the ship until he found a uniform, which was a huge disappointment to many, 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 many female fans when he found that uniform. Yeah, exactly. He looked familiar, and then when he got in his blue underwear and the bare feet, he just cinched it. And then we got lucky and we all got to see him sing it live. And I was just like, "Oh my God, it's not just about blue underwear, it's specifically about the episode Acquisition." Where that's what Trip did. He ran around in his blue underwear. Not that he hasn't run around in his blue underwear before. 2 days and 2 nights. Not as much running around, but that's where they were in the wine cellar on Risa. You know what I always loved about 2 days and 2 nights is that we all know why Malcolm and Trip went to Risa. Okay? They were the only ones that didn't end up with any sort of romantic entanglements. Hoshi, who went strictly to practice her linguistic skills and had no intentions of taking advantage of all that Risa had to offer, is the one that ended up hooking up. I loved that about that episode. I thought that was brilliant. Blue underwear stroll, no judgment. Oh, yeah. No judgment. They went to relax. That relax should have been in quotes. Until you pull. Yeah, can you imagine? I don't recognize you in clothes. You must be wearing underwear for me to recognize you. I love that. True, Hoshi rocked it out. Oh, we losing you, Lasso. Night, Lasso. Thank you as always for your support and stopping by. Always good to see you here. And reading a Nightwing comic is a perfect reason for you to be excused. So you are excused. Oh, Kelly. Kelly. Men that want to hook up don't dress that way. Well, yeah, but what did Travis say? Or not Travis, what did Trip say? If you want to be seen, you got to stand out. So Kelly. Where was that? Yes, she did. Yes. Mm-hmm. See, it's a good thing it's late. I mean, I know it's later where you are, but that's what I did. The cruise I went on for pajama night, that's what I did. It counted as my cosplay and pajamas. So there you go. So I'm trying to think. I don't want to leave without telling you guys any more highlights. Do you guys have any questions about the event? This is what you get from 4 a.m. me. I'll take it, Kelly. It's fine. Got to be seen to get noticed, and I plan on getting noticed. Thank you. That is the direct Trip Tucker quote. I mean, come on. We all know my favorite. I've got one favorite quote from that show, and it's "Keep your shirt on, Lieutenant." We all know that, and we all said it when it came up on Broken Bow. We all said it. Keep your shirt on, Lieutenant. Can you get my socials? Yes, you can. I am everywhere. Just NX7062. That is me on Twitter. And I believe it's at the NX7062 on Facebook. And it's NX7062. At NX0762 also covers Insta as well, Travis. So, Ernesto, love you too. We're going to talk about carpooling and such for Long Island when you get back. Like I said, I would totally meet you at the Dakota Diner. So keep that in mind. Of course, Travis, thank you for asking. That is where you can find me all over the interwebs. And if you want to go old school, you can email me at stephanie@nx7062.com because I also got the website. Everywhere, anywhere, and everywhere, I am omnipresent in the Star Trek universe. As y'all know, this is the Shuttle Pod Show after party. This is where we come to talk about the Shuttle Pod Show tonight. Surprisingly, behind Mark's back, ha 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 ha, because I didn't remind him that I was going to be here and back. Here's the only drag, kiddos. I have a very, 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 very part-time job that usually is only weekend work, but unfortunately, next Monday I'm not going to be available. So you guys all have to think for me and decide. I have an old interview with none other than the one and only Eric Pierpoint, Malcolm Reed's old boss Harris from Section 31, that I could give the same treatment to that I did with the old Connor Trenier episode, and I could post that. Or I could sit around. I would actually have the opportunity to at least do a quickie review of whatever of the Michael Westmore Shuttle Pod show and do something new, but it would just be pre-recorded because I wouldn't be here. I'm old school because, well, I'm old, and as a Doug Dresso said, first generation fan. Oh, there you go. Yeah, I'm a whatever. Like, you can't call me first generation, I guess, because I didn't see TOS when it originally aired, but I was a TOS fan before TNG. So I follow you, War Dog. I'm just not, like, I'm not a TNG. You know, I'm not a next generation. So maybe I'm like a 1.5 generation fan because I caught TOS and TAS when they were being rerun. So there's that. So yeah, guys, give it a think. Maybe I'll be posting it somewhere on the interwebs again. But I mean, if you guys are all interested in Eric Pierpoint, you know, you can have Eric Pierpoint and the old. It was a good interview. He's fabulous. One of the only things I regret is that I didn't get a chance to see him. He was actually at Gallifrey 1 on Friday, but I only had a ticket. Oh, no. I am 1.5. I will not take second generation because I consider people who got on board with then what would people who got on board with next generation be? Third generation? I think I deserve more of a 1.5 than a 2. All generations are one, true, but I think if you're gonna differentiate, then there has to be a 1.5 for those of us that came on board with Star Trek before the next generation premiered. I really believe that. I think that there has to be a specific designation for us. And then there's a designation for everybody that was at least around for the originals, you know, the original legacy shows too. All right, yeah, Eric Pierpoint was amazing. But yeah, so I got a ticket for Saturday for Gallifrey, and then when I realized Eric was going to be there, but only on Friday, it was too late for me to get a Friday ticket. They were sold out. If they go on board with the original cast movies. Yeah. See, that's the thing. I feel like second generation. I don't know. I feel like if you got on board with the original series. Yeah, I feel like if you got on board with the original series before TNG premiered, that you deserve more of a 1.5 designation than a second generation designation. But that's just how I feel. Hold on a second. Funny. But that's just, yeah, I'm an in-betweener. I don't like fitting exactly in anywhere. I like to be kind of like in between. All right, guys. So if you're leaning towards, thank you, Janine. Thank you, Jean. Thank you. 1.5. It just might. But let me throw this out there because, I got to plug this one more time before I go. If you are a Patreon member, if you're one of my Patreon members, regardless of your level, you get access to my private Facebook group. And in my private Facebook group, you are more than welcome to suggest topics because I did 2 for Nancy, because Nancy's the one that came up with Star Trek moms and Star Trek dads, which were great. Thanks, Dee. That's great, talking about my Trek-oration or something. I don't know. Somebody get Weird Al on the phone, or Jeff Combs, write me a parody. But no, I like that idea. But yeah, if you are a patron, you get to suggest topics. Guests, you can absolutely suggest, but my reach on guests isn't as encompassing as some. So absolutely make guest suggestions, but those are going to be a little harder for me to pull up than or pull off, I should say, but I can always try. Now that I've got a couple more networking things. I had Sirach on before, but I don't know. Maybe I can get Sirach to make a new appearance. Oh, thank you so much, Travis. I was talking about both because, you know, I feel like with the after party, I support everybody, you know, but hold on. Yeah. What am I looking for? I am looking for this. Yeah, my Patreon. See, I'm everywhere. Patreon NX7062. That's what you get for having a really cool, unique name. You get to, you can usually just snag it everywhere because nobody else has it. So, branding. Well, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That is 100% totally agreed. 7062. Yes, 7062. I have a few ideas, as you know. Yes, Kelly, and you can give them to me tomorrow morning at 4 a.m. when I wake up to one of your Facebook messages. Or you can do it, or Kelly is a patron. You can also do it in the group. Thank you, War Dog. Thank you, Dave. Sorry. I saw War Dog's comment and I went to click and I clicked on use. Thank you, Dave. All right. So on that note, like I said, I'm going to miss you guys next week. I can't believe I was only able to come back for 1 week and now I've got to, you know, be recorded again next week. But I appreciate you all. I don't do that. I would be talking to the wind if I wasn't talking to you guys. And so I appreciate your love. I appreciate your support. I appreciate you being here till 11:30 in the morning for some of you, or 4 a.m. or the wee hours of the morning for those in the UK. Oh, there you go, Dave. Dave and Bill are actually 2 great names. My father's name is David and my grandfather's name was William. So they are 2 absolutely fabulous names. So guys, everybody, take care of yourselves. I will 1,701. I will 1,701% miss you all next week. Take care. And remember, as always, to live long and prosper.
This is Connor Turner. You've been listening to the NX7062 podcast with Stephanie. Enjoy your evening.